What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Murphy Lawn Care channel. And today I want to do a video, and this is mostly for the new guys in lawn care, or people thinking of getting into lawn care, or people maybe haven't been in it that long. And I'm going to throw something out there for you that you may be doing and you need to quit doing. And it is putting a lot of hype on stripes. What does that mean? In the lawn care industry, one of the biggest things you see is striping grass, leaving stripes in a yard. And as great as that looks, forget about it. Stop putting so much hype on it. When I first got in this, that was like the number one thing I wanted to do. And the Ferris, believe it or not, does not do a very good job of it at all. It's got a stripe kit on the back, but it's worn out. The Gravely stripes like a beast, and it ain't got no striping kit. I'm going to explain to you real quick what causes a mower to do that. Then I'll explain to you why it's not important. And I'll explain to you what really is important. So if you look on the Ferris deck here, the back of the deck right here is about as high as the front of the deck. It's completely level all the way across in basically the height of it. Now, I can't show you on the Gravely deck on the back, but if you look at the front, I might can get you under it a little bit. The front maybe is that high, but the back of the deck hangs a lot lower than the actual blades are cutting at. The blades are actually about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches above the back of that deck. Now you're probably thinking, what does that mean? That means after the blades cut it, the back of that deck is making contact with that grass and bending it over. And that's what's causing it to stripe. The striping kit on the Ferris used to do that before it got worn out, and I could put one on it, a new one on it, and I don't know yet. And then it would continue to stripe again. So at one time the Ferris did stripe. I mean, if I could get you in there, it's just a piece of rubber and it's just completely bowed back. It's been used so much, it's just worn slap out. So as great as that looks to stripe a lawn, and it does, it looks good. And once you get in this for a little bit, it's a good thing to want to stripe lawn, that it looks really good when you do it. But let me explain to you something about it. When you're brand new at it, unless you get a mower like the Gravely or something that's already striping, don't worry about stripes. What the two things that you need to concern yourself about is getting a super clean cut, trying not to leave scragglers. But realistically, in today's world, even like residential mowers, they're pretty good at not leaving scragglers. If you got sharp blades, there's really no reason to leave scragglers. If you are, you're probably running way too fast. You're moving the mower faster than it can get a clean cut. The Ferris, as fast as it can go, even with sharp blades, you can move fast enough on that with brand new blades to where it'll leave scragglers. You got to find that happy medium. Now, the Gravely, on the other hand, it can go wide open and not leave scragglers, but it doesn't move nowhere near as fast as the Ferris. I think this thing tops out like 8 miles an hour. The Ferris is like, it's up there. Like, it's probably 15. It moves. It is very quick, which I'm not really sure any purpose for it moving that fast, but whatever. So the reason I say that is very important is because you will find as you get into this 95%, sometimes more, your customers, they care nothing about striping. There was people that I showed up to their property when I first got it started. Seemed like people that would be after that. Oh, man, I'm going to stripe this, make it look really good for me. He's like, I don't really care about stripes. Just make sure it's nice and clean. Now, the most important part of lawn care, and your customer will more than likely check on this, especially if they've had another lawn care company out that they're replacing with you, weed eating. Make sure you weed eat as well as you can. Don't leave stuff behind. Don't miss. They will now there's going to be a lot of customers that don't, but there's going to be some customers that do. They're going to go out there and check your work, especially if you're charging $65 on that yard. They want to get their money's worth. And once again, if they're replacing somebody with your services, they're more than likely going to check, because that's probably why they got rid of them. One of the biggest complaints is that, he didn't weed eat here, he didn't weed eat there, he didn't do this, he missed this. Leaving scragglers ain't that big a deal, because once again, as long as you're going the right speed and you got a good mower, nice sharp blades, you're more than likely not going to leave scragglers unless you just completely mess up your line, and it's going to happen from time to time when you're new. Don't worry about it. Just look over things before you leave and double check them. as far as weed eating, that is the absolute most important. That was the one thing that is going to get you in trouble more than anything. Make sure you're doing it right, guys. As far as leaving stripes, now once you get to where you're really comfortable with the yard or something like that and everything, now we need to focus on some stripes. One thing about stripes that is good is if a customer, let's say you're mowing a customer's yard every week and the neighbors notice it, I have magnets on my truck. That way they know who I am. They see my number. Maybe if, you know, they think they might be interested, they could just go out the window or front door and snap a pic. They got all my information right there if they need me. And that's actually worked several times. But when you leave stripes, it is attention grabbing. It is very appealing. But at the same time, if you go out there and you're so focused on that and not paying any attention to the cut that you're actually getting, when I say leaving stripes, not only you need to make sure you're not leaving scragglers, you're not missing stuff. That's what you need to focus on, because a customer sees that several times. You're not going to be on that property and have to worry about striping it and the neighbors notice it. They will fire you. There is so much competition out here. It is very easy to replace you. It's very easy to replace me. So you got to be one step above everybody else. Anyways, just wanted to make this video. There's somebody out there that needs to see this. There's a lot of people that probably don't, but it is something that I think we put way too much hype on in the industry, and we don't put enough hype on the things that really matter. Once you get your skill set up, start leaving some stripes, maybe think about doing some designs. I don't know. I don't do too many designs. I go out there, leave nice, straight, pretty clean stripes, and then I get off the property and I move on to the next property so I can get home and get to dinner. Anyways, guys, this has been Murphy Lawn Care. I hope you liked the video. Hope you got something out of the video. If you did, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you drop a sub, and we will catch you guys next time. Love you, YouTube.